What's up guys, Syiler here, and we are back with another mount guide. This time we're taking a look at Glory of the Pandaria hero. If you complete all the achievements throughout all the different Pandaria dungeons, you will get the Crimson Cloud Serpent. So the first dungeon up we're going to take a look at is Mogu'shan Palace, which you can find in the Veil of the Eternal Blossoms, which we've just seen on the map there. Make sure you are on heroic difficulty as you won't get the achievements on normal, and there's going to be 3 achievements we can pick up in this dungeon. Now for one of them you will need help from a friend or some kind of very high mobility. So if you can't do it, then bring a friend and it should be very easily. You only need an extra person, just one, but if you don't have some kind of very quick movement like a teleport or like very high speed increase, you're probably not going to be able to do it solo. So the 3 achievements we're going to get from this raid are Glint, Rock and Roll, Quarrelsome Quillen Quintet, and What Does This Button Do? Now, most of the achievements are quite far into the dungeon, so we're just going to run through the first couple of bosses. Now, I would recommend watching this video all the way through before you do this dungeon yourself. I wouldn't recommend watching the video and doing the dungeon at the same time, just because the last achievement that we cover could be kind of done while you're running through the dungeon itself, but I just prefer to show it at the end, just it makes it a lot easier and clearer to see where everything is for the achievement. So once again, this boss doesn't have an achievement, there's nothing special you need to do, so just kill it off as normal and be on your merry way. Nothing you really need to worry about or do. If you're level 100, even if you're low geared level 100, this will still be a cakewalk. The bosses don't have very much HP, and they don't do very much damage to a level 100 player. So you should be completely fine, pretty much regardless of gear and kind of class. It may be a little bit slow as a healer, but healers deal a decent amount of damage now as well, and you'll never die anyway, even if it is a little bit slower. So we're going to get through all the 3 bosses, and then once you are done with this guy, make sure you loot the chest. As you'll see here, I kind of just stand like a pleb. I'm just stood here like, come on, let me in. Hello? And you just need to click the chest on the left and that'll activate the stairs. I'm too used to doing challenge mode Mogu'shan Palace because back then you didn't need and you didn't have any loot, so the stairs automatically lifted. But anyway, head down the stairs, and this is where we get up to our first achievement. This is going to be Glint, Rock and Roll, and it's basically to kill the second boss, Gekken, within 5 minutes of alerting the scout. So there you see we've the scout shouts a warning, that's basically alerting the scout. So we have 5 minutes from now to kill the boss. Don't worry, there's not much to do. We literally can kill these 2 mobs and then we're on the boss. So it's not a very difficult thing at all when you're level 100. We're just going to jump down here and try and avoid pulling any of the packs as you jump down, as they will follow you all the way around, pull a lot of extra stuff, and may make it a little bit difficult, I guess. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, but either way. Kill off the boss in pretty much whatever order you want. Make sure you kill off his ads as well, as if you don't, the boss won't actually die. He's like a kind of like a council-esque boss. So once you've killed all of them, the boss will die and you'll get your first achievement, Glint, Rock and Roll. The next achievement up is from the last boss, What Does This Button Do? So we're just going to head towards the last boss. We're going to head up the elevator to wait for it to come. As you see, I silly miss it by wasting time. And so we're just going to wait for that to come back down, and then we'll head up the stairs. And then once we're up there, we can head towards the last boss for one of the achievements. Now, as I said, there is an achievement that you can do while you're running through the dungeon. I just prefer to show it at the end, and that's why I'd recommend watching the whole video through, as one of the requirements for the previous job, that the achievement we cover later on, was actually in that room and the previous 2 rooms. So you could make things a bit quicker by, kind of doing it as you go along, basically. So we're going to head to the final boss, clear out these trash packs, head straight down here, don't turn left or right now at least, unless you're doing the other achievement, and kill out all this trash. So how this boss works, there's going to be a button on the left and right side of this room. So as you see these kind of like faces in the wall, as you'll see right now, if you look very closely to the left, there's kind of like a gem that's shown up, and you'll need to click that, and then, well, don't click it yet. DPS the boss down. You want to take him to about 20%. So, remove any dots or anything like that. Just slowly DPS him down, and eventually this one on the right side will spawn when he gets low enough. So we're just going to slowly DPS him down, and eventually you'll see it spawn because he's low enough. Now what you need to do is get your friend, or if you have high mobility, to be on this other side and then click this one. So you need to basically click both sides at exactly the same time. When you do, it'll activate like a self-destruction type thing in the room, and the room will blow up for a lot of damage on the boss, and it'll give you the achievement. So just to go over that again, DPS the boss down low to about 20%, don't kill him. Have one friend on the back right side of the room and you on the top left, or if you're doing it yourself, put your like demonic teleport or your monk clone, you know, wherever you need to be. So that is the second achievement done, and now we're going to move on to the Quarrelsome Quillen Quintet. Now, it's a gamble where the first one is that we're going to take a look at. It's either going to be in the left or right side. Just head over, click this orb, kill out the trash, and the Quillen statue will be destroyed. It'll either be inside that statue. If it's not there, just run straight across to the other side. And if you're a little bit confused where we are, we're just near the last boss. When you have the choice of going forward, left, or right. Instead, we've gone left and right instead of forward towards the last boss. So we cleared out the other side because the Quillen wasn't in the left. Click the orb once again, the Quillen statue will be destroyed, and there'll be a Ickle Baby Quillen inside there. Pick that guy up and you'll notice a counter on the top of the screen. So we're now 1 of 5, so we've got to find 4 more Quillen for the achievement. Now, it's not always in the right side, it could be in the left side, so you will need to check both. If you are a hunter, I believe Track Beast does show you them on the minimap, so that'll be a little bit of a help as well. So now we're going to head down this corridor, and this door will now be open, so we can get through the dungeon quicker basically. And this is the very first room where we fought the first boss. And there's going to be a statue kind of where those big Mogu guys were. They've now gone, and you'll be able to click the Quillen that was underneath them. And now we're going to run it all the way through back towards the entrance, but instead of running out of the instance to the left, instead we're going to run right, and normally you'd have no business being down here, but now that we've cleared out the dungeon, it makes it a bit quicker to do. And there's the statue. It's going to be on either the right or left side once again. Just have a quick look there, and it should be hidden in the corner. Now we're going to head down towards the second boss, and there's going to be the final two that we need on the way to the second boss. So as I said, by watching the full video through, you'll kind of have a rough idea as to where these are. So when you're running through the dungeon, you could potentially pick them up as you go along. It's up to you, or you can do it the way I do it and wait for last. So we're just going to run down here, and at the very, very bottom of these stairs, there's going to be kind of like a shelf, I guess you'd call it, on the right hand side. Now, don't worry if you're not very good at parkour, this isn't too difficult. You just need to jump onto this lamp, and then what we need to do from there is jump up onto the windowsill and click it at the same time. So you can jump up, click it, and then you'll capture it like that. You don't actually need to get onto the ledge, you just need to click it mid-air, and then it'll count. And then the final one is going to be in one of these kind of vaults, in the Vault of the Kings. So just keep running through, and eventually you'll see the Quillen sat in one of these little vaults like that, and we get the achievement. So that's all 3 achievements done for this dungeon, and you will need all of the dungeons within Mr. Pandaria and all of their dungeon achievements to unlock the mount, but don't worry, I'll be covering all of those as time goes on. So keep an eye out for those coming very soon, or soonish. And thanks for watching guys, as always, see ya!